in the vast, intricate tapestry of our modern world, there exists a hidden landscape, one we traverse daily, yet rarely truly see. It is the world within our food. We believe we are making conscious choices, selecting nourishment from vibrant packages that promise health, energy, and vitality. But what if I told you that beneath this glossy veneer lies a story of deception? A story where our most trusted allies in the kitchen are, in fact, silently contributing to a creeping crisis within our own bodies. This is not a journey of blame, but one of discovery. A quest to peel back the layers of marketing and misinformation that have, for decades, clouded our understanding. We will venture into the heart of our supermarkets, our kitchens, and our habits, armed with the clarifying lens of science. What we uncover may shock you. It may challenge deeply held beliefs, but it will ultimately empower you. Prepare yourself, for we are about to embark on an expedition into the familiar, to see it for the very first time. To understand the profound and often invisible impact of the food we eat. The truths we find will not only change the way you see your plate, but may very well change the course of your life. The journey begins now. A colorful box, a smiling cartoon, a promise of a wholesome start, a betrayal. Marketed as pure and natural, yet it so often conceals a deluge of hidden sugars. This bar, a symbol of health on the go, is frequently just candy in disguise. You know, the word diet promises a solution, but honestly, it can trick the body into craving more. So soft, so white, it just dissolves into sugar in the bloodstream with alarming speed. An entire orchard, stripped of its fiber, its goodness reduced to a sugary liquid. Sliced thin, packaged for convenience, but laden with salt, nitrates, and hidden fats. A bed of fresh greens, drowned by a flood of creamy, calorie-dense dressings. A chemical storm in a can, promising focus but delivering a frantic, sugary jolt. Frozen in time, this convenient meal often holds a shocking amount of sodium and fat. We call it coffee, but it is often a dessert, a liquid confection of calories. It sits beside the coffee pot, but its true home is on the dessert tray. You know, a comforting bowl of soup can really hit the spot. But honestly, it's surprising how often it turns out to be a vessel for an entire day's worth of sodium. Not quite cheese, but more like a blend of oils and powders. This spreadable composite is sneaky, packing in a lot of hidden calories that can really add up if you're not careful. The picture on the label might show fresh fruit, but more often than not, what's inside is actually a high-calorie sugar delivery, not the wholesome harvest you might expect. You know, a simple dish can be transformed by enormous portions and pools of oil into a real calorie behemoth. Engineered for irresistible crunch and flavor, each one just beckons the next, and then the next. It's honestly hard to stop. These simple, savory bites are often made from refined grains that, well, act just like sugar. You know, it promises protein and performance, but honestly, it often hides as much sugar as a chocolate bar. So, here's the thing. A quick lunch might seem balanced, but it's usually compromised by processed fillings and sugary sauces. Beneath its crunchy, seasoned armor lies chicken, superheated in a bath of industrial oil. A circle of refined flour, processed meats, and fatty cheese. A modern indulgence. A simple, joyful treat, yet it is a potent combination of concentrated sugar and fat. Baked not for nourishment, but for shelf life, using sugars and unhealthy trans fats. The explosion of a kernel, coated not in butter but in artificial chemical films. The wholesome nut, ground down and blended with an unnecessary addition of pure sugar. A block of fried noodles and a sachet of powder, a perfect storm of sodium. So, here we have a real monument to excess. A burger stacked high with layers of hidden fats, rich sauces, and, honestly, just enormous portion sizes. It's kind of amazing how something so tempting can pack in so much more than we realize. Fruit, when dried and shrunken, becomes a sun-made treat, with its natural sugars all concentrated into these intensely sweet, chewy little morsels. It's fascinating, but, easy to forget just how much sugar is packed into each bite. A single bottle of dressing can, totally transform a healthy salad into a high-calorie meal. It's surprising how quickly those calories add up, even when we think we're making a lighter choice. What begins as a humble oat is often transformed by packets of sugar and flavorings. Another bar, another promise, but it is still, so often, just processed grains and sugar. Its electric color promises hydration and energy, but it is mostly sugar and water. There's something so convenient about having pizza at home, right? But honestly, it often comes with a payload of processed industrial ingredients that we might not even think twice about. A breaded fish fillet might seem like a kid-friendly meal, but the truth is, the fish is usually minced and held together in a fried, additive-laden shell. It's not quite as wholesome as it appears. Choosing an alternative milk can be a great dairy-free option, sure, but here's the thing. It's frequently sweetened to make it more palatable, which means you could be getting more hidden sugars than you realize. Designed to stimulate appetite, these fried and saucy starters are often a meal's worth of calories. Marketed for breakfast, this spread is primarily a confection of sugar and palm oil. A convenient sweet treat, engineered for an unnaturally long life with trans fats and sugar. A simple grain can turn into something entirely different when it's complicated by sachets of salt, MSG, and artificial flavor powders. Fruit, which is often seen as a symbol of health, is sometimes suspended not in water, but in a heavy, sugary syrup. The shell is often fried, and the contents are usually drenched in cheese, sour cream, and sauces. So, tea used to be this ancient, healthy brew, right? But over time, industry stepped in and, transformed it into a sugary bottled soft drink. It's kind of wild how far we've come from the original, isn't it? Coffee, on the other hand, is now all about convenience. But honestly, that convenience often comes with a price, added sugars, and a whole bunch of artificial flavors. It's not quite the simple cup it used to be. And then there's the so-called liquid dessert. It's served in a glass with a straw, but more often than not, it's really just a blend of ice cream and syrup. It's almost like having dessert in disguise if you think about it. So, here's the thing. What started as a healthy blend of nuts and fruit has, over time, been compromised by the addition of chocolate candies and sweetened fruit. It's a reminder that even the best intentions can get a bit sidetracked. A complete breakfast, sure, but it's frozen for speed and convenience. The catch is, it's built from processed meats, cheese, and refined bread. Ingredients that, honestly, aren't the most nourishing way to start your day. You know, the goodness of an apple. When it's pureed, it can be such a simple, nourishing choice. But honestly, that same apple can lose so much of its value when it's stripped down and loaded up with added sugar. A tower of fluffy, refined flour, honestly just waiting to soak up a waterfall of liquid sugar syrup. It's almost designed to do exactly that. The humble popcorn kernel now, it's been transformed, entombed really, in a sticky candy-like shell of sugar and all sorts of flavorings. We have journeyed through a world that is both strange and familiar. We have seen the truth that hides in plain sight, on our shelves and in our refrigerators. The story of our food is the story of our health, and for too long, we have been reading from a script written by marketing teams, not by nature. The feeling of betrayal may be strong, but it must not give way to despair. Instead, let it ignite a quiet revolution within you, a revolution of awareness. This knowledge is not a burden, it is a tool. It is the compass that will help you navigate the complex landscape of modern nutrition. Look beyond the vibrant packaging and the enticing slogans. Turn the product over. Read the story it tells in its list of ingredients. This is where the truth resides. You and you alone hold the power to choose what story you invite into your body. Let this journey be the beginning. The first step towards reclaiming your health, not through drastic denial, but through informed, conscious decisions. There is immense hope in this understanding. The power to change has been within you all along. Now you have the map. The next chapter is yours to write.